I asked you guys, who would you want to have as your phone a friend? Chris, you were kind enough to say me. But you'll see in a second, I'm a piker compared to this man. Honestly. Smartest guy I know is my brother, and the smartest guy I ever worked with is this guy. With all due respect to everyone else I've worked with.
Take offense.
There really is he's a one of a kind. He's a diamond in the rough. He is my buddy who I love. His name is Jeremy Schaap. How are you, Jeremy? You there?
I'm very nervous right now, Richard.
There's no money on the line here.
There's a lot on the line after that.
It's just pride.
Preamble.
It's pride.
There's a lot of preamble, and I didn't know this was going to be a quiz. I didn't know this was going to be a quiz.
No, I think you'll be fine, Jeremy. Have you ever been asked to be a phone a friend for anybody at all? In any?
Never.
It's never been.
Never.
You would be mine.
No.
You absolutely would be mine.
I appreciate that. Thank you. No, I'm jealous. What Mina got to do, that's like a dream.
That's
like a dream come true, and to nail it.
That's why I want you, because you want the pressure, Jeremy. You want the moment. You want the challenge. Would you have gotten the question that she nailed correctly? Do you know it? Did you know what she got right?
I remember it was the electricity White House, and Benjamin Harrison was the correct answer, right?
Right, yes. Would you gotten that?
Yeah, my look, I could say whatever I want, right? When I heard it, my instinct was Harrison, but would I have stuck with it through all the pressure of 5 minutes of this and that, and then they gave you 50%, right?
No.
Did they go down? Did they
No, they didn't do that. No.
You'd
have been the phone a friend. You would have had 30 seconds to give me an answer. You would have told me Harrison, right? Come on now, right? You would have.
As far as we know, I would have.
Okay. Now, I mentioned before that you're experts. You're an expert at so many things. Vice presidents of the United States, you know them, correct? You know them very, very well.
I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
The succession of British royalty, you're very, very good at that. I've seen this in person, right?
Since the Battle of Hastings.
Okay.
And good on the sack.
And when the dollar bills had on the note, to use the phrase, letters associated with the Federal Reserve at which they were printed, you used to have those alphabetically arranged in your wallet, correct? Right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, when they had those notations.
Okay. And to this day, you probably do remember which letters are associated with which Federal Reserve, correct, Jeremy?
I think so.
Okay, very good.
So I haven't been asked in many years.
Okay.
Nevertheless.
I have the list.
All right. So, Chris, do you have a question you want to ask Jeremy Schaap?
Yeah,
my phone a friend?
So, Jeremy, Benjamin Harrison, who was his vice president?
Oh, please.
Levi P. Morton.
Levi P. Morton, yes. Now, who was the only vice president to serve under two different presidents?
John C. Calhoun.
Maybe that's correct, but I have George Clinton.
There are two.
Okay, there you
Clinton and Calhoun. Clinton served under Jefferson and Madison. Calhoun served under Adams and Jackson.
Okay, very good. And
you were just asking for one. I didn't want to correct you.
No, you nailed it.
Okay, how about this one? Let's Chris, I'm telling you, this is my phone a friend.
I get it.
Okay, this is my phone a friend. Not
only that, George Clinton. Hold on with it. George Clinton was vice president under both Jefferson and Madison. And when Madison ran for re-election in 1816, he defeated Clinton's, I believe, nephew, DeWitt Clinton. So it was kind of a inter-family kind of thing going there.
Spiking the football now, which is wonderful.
1812.
Okay, so now I've got one for you here. The 10th vice president of the United States was who? And his first name is the letter
John
for.
Tyler.
Right, and his letter is the first name for which Federal Reserve?
J is. Hold on. I said it was a long time. F is Atlanta. H is St. Louis. I is Minneapolis. J is Kansas City.
That's correct.
Wow.
Correct.
That is correct. And Kansas City starts with the letter K, which is the Federal Reserve for which other city?
Dallas.
That's correct.
Oh, my God.
Come on. Come on.
This is my phone a friend.
Now, wait a minute. James K. Polk's vice president, he was elected, of course, in 1844.
Yes.
His vice president was George M. Dallas. And it was around this time when Dallas actually was established But the last time I checked, it's still uncertain, and I lived in Dallas for a couple of years, as you remember, Rich, whether Dallas is named for George M. Dallas or someone else. It's kind of unclear. It's one of the great questions, I think, of American geographical name origins.
Okay. You understand why I'm doing this, Chris? You understand why we're doing Jeremy? Honestly,
my leg's shaking. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm
nervous. You haven't gotten anything incorrect. Do you want to do Chris? Do you have a Royals question for him? You want to call up the succession of British royalty? Because honestly, you're the guy, Jeremy.
You're taxes, but I'm getting older.
No, you're not. You're absolutely
and the Danes
completely nailing this sort of thing.
I got one, Rich.
Okay, what do you got over there,
Vice
TJ
President?
Okay.
Who was the first vice president, Jeremy, to become president without being elected?
Without being elected, so it would have been the first one when the president died in office. That would be the man we've already mentioned, John Tyler.
Survey says.
Yes.
Ding.
That's correct. Jeremy Schaap, everybody.
John Tyler, both the 10th president and the 10th vice president. And, of course, as I'm sure you're aware, Rich, just within the last few weeks, one of his grandsons died. That's true, and he still has a living grandson. This is a man who was president almost 200 years ago, and he has a living grandson.
Whoa.
It's amazing. There was a story about Tyler's grandson, the remaining surviving grandson, I think in the Journal yesterday.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.